2. Just making sure we are up and going. Ooh, don't you dare say I got that flicker again. I'm not going to be happy. Yep, I do. All right. This time I know better than to cut off the stream. So we're going to make a quick swap and say how's everyone doing? This is Jonas Brasco once again with Up the Fulham. That break was insane. I do not miss. I will go ahead and say this. I do not miss the break. Yeah, I seem to be having a longer bit of the delay. Wow. Why are you acting the way you are? Okay, I see. And Liverpool lineup, I don't know why it's acting the way it wants to now. You were supposed to be at 4-2. All right. That part has resumed. Now, ignoring our fun camera situation, you can see the lineups for both of these matches. We got a couple of people online. I hope everyone's doing well. Again, that international break took a hot minute, but the main thing is I'm trying to make sure everything is loud and clear because this results have not gone our way today. The Bournemouth game, of course, definitely did not. Brighton, well, let's face it, Brighton was going to do what they needed to. Everton, Brentford is probably about the only thing with that 2-2 draw. Nonetheless, everything else is. I mean, we Fulham, we control our own destiny, and that seems to be that's going to be the case here. As things stand now, we dropped to 11th in the table. Well, that's the last time I looked at the live table. Let's see if something else has happened. I hope heck not. All right. And my light decided to fall. All right. We're back. We're up and going. I'm just got to make sure the webcam is in position. All right. And as always, take off the watch. And as always, I really do hope everyone is doing well. We are. We're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. As you can see, the lineups are on the screen. Fulham has not done great at Anfield, and the Liverpool fans, despite the loss, they're still in the Champions League. And with Arsenal winning their match, having them now have a fifth Champions League spot definitely helps. I don't know how much pressure it takes off of Liverpool. Liverpool is probably going to be like, nah, we got to finish this off. And I'm getting a buzz. Click. I literally. Sorry, the missus had to say something. But nonetheless, we're here. This should be a fun game. I don't I would be okay with a 1-1 result. Like I really realistically think 1-1, 2-2. Fulham has to score early. There's no other nice way of saying it. Fulham has to find a way to score and score early, very early. Beyond that, I can't I can't see us getting 3 points, much less 1 point out of this. And Fulham again, it's been 2021 the last time Fulham won at Anfield. And Anthony Robinson was actually in the lineup. It was Lemia who scored in that game. But it has been so long. It has been so long since that's happened. And I feel actually kind of bad saying that. And I just okay, everything sent the way it was supposed to. Just as I was doing a test one because, as always, as if this wasn't obvious enough, no spoilers, be respectful, no hate speech, harassment, no links, self promotion, keep foul language to a minimum, and just plain and simply enjoy the freaking game. There are going to be plenty of Liverpool streamers out there. I'm not worried about them. You're here, you're listening to me. I thank you for that. So we are going to. Nothing has been indicated with kickoff or anything yet, so I'm going to disappear for a couple of minutes. But when I do return, we will be featured already. Well, not quite already in progress, but you get the idea. The fun music will be playing, the match will be on, and hopefully, Fulham will be able to get a much needed 3 points. Like 3 points at Anfield, considering where we are the season, is amazing, especially with 7 games left. Especially with 7 games left. And I will say this, the Premier League music is okay. It's not. Keeping up the sharpness just a little bit. Because the thing was, I hadn't listened to anything about this game because originally I wasn't gonna be able to stream it, but I got a little help from my wife. She allowed me to do this, so that's why I'm here. And I realized the one thing that I'm really missing, which is my spectacles. So I'll be back real quick. And we're back. It kind of helps when you're able to see the screen. So we're doing that. Even though my okay, finally they like really I really hate it when they like start it like immediately. These people freaking suck. Jim Proudfoot, but yeah, Proud, absolutely. This should be a fun match. You see, lineup is exactly who you think of the lineup. But yes, the Liverpool leads the series 21 wins, Fulham with 8 wins and 8 draws. As stated earlier, last match Fulham beat Burnley 3-1, while Brighton took care of Liverpool 2-1. But Fulham's formed 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw in their last 5. That's still not bad. And that's one of the reasons they're still in this spot. And yes, they're going to make it very, very clear that this is, of course, the goal of Champions League football. It's going to be a throw in from Castagna. And yeah, they're saying 7th will definitely get them. If nothing else, they'll get them in the conference. Stay hydrated, folks. Yeah, I'm glad Josh King finally got his first Premier League goal. And more than anything else, making sure we have good audio going. Yeah, I'm glad Josh King finally got his first Premier League goal. making sure we have good audio coming. Yeah, that seems to be good. I stepped back from the step back. If people heard that, that was my that was definitely my phone. But again, the other games, Bournemouth with that 2-1 upset. I'm okay with Muniz getting the start. I mean, Jimenez is gonna have to. Well, looks like Bassi was trying to find someone open, but it's going to be midfield. And amazingly enough, something I haven't seen a lot in Premier League games, especially in the last month and a half, is it's sunny. It's like actually sunny. Like it's not raining it's not raining or cloudy. It's sunny. Like I don't know how I actually feel about that. Anyone in the chat, when was the last time you watched a game like a Fulham game and it's sunny? But that being said, we're in the fifth minute. Obviously, no shots on goal or anything. They've just kind of been filling themselves out a little bit, but Liverpool has definitely had more possession, which should be expected. Salah taken care of by Bassi, and it's going to be a corner for Liverpool. And this will be the big thing. It's just seeing how Fulham does well defending set pieces. And of course, with mm, luckily, I won't say that's a lucky whistle, just expected. And Sanderberg, Bassi's get up. And for Fulham to actually get something, they gonna have to do something that's not normal for Fulham, which is to actually have a break, a good counter, an actual break counterattack thing going. I mean, in Liverpool, this is the most losses they've had in a long time. 10 into the box, but it came back off of Muniz, so it's going to be a goal kick. It looked like Fulham was hoping for a corner there, but excuse me, didn't happen there. No, Fulham has not peaked. Let's get that out of the way. It's not that Fulham has peaked. It is that Fulham doesn't score enough goals. So before this game, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Before this game started, when Fulham was in the top half of the table, they were the only ones in the top half that had a negative goal differential. Because of Bournemouth's win over Arsenal, now Bournemouth is in 10th place, but they also have a -1 goal differential. Everyone else above Bournemouth and Fulham right now at least have a positive. They want to get into You want to get to that next step, that's going to be the thing. But below, Sunderland, -4 goal differential. Newcastle, 13th, -1. Crystal Palace, 14th, -2. I mean, it literally is from 1 to 14, everyone's fighting to get at least to 8th. While 15th and below, yeah, they're trying to stave off relegation. But ignoring that, it is another corner for Liverpool. It's Frimpong that had it. It's going. I don't know. I'm trying to look. Yeah, he gets into the box. They're gonna say that went off of. I think they were gonna say that went off of Oscar Bob. Just hit the ninth minute. It was well defended, but still a good corner and still Liverpool with possession. Van Dijk, who has the captain's armband today. Joachim Anderson has it for Fulham, and he was amazingly enough. He's the last. He was the captain in the game against in Anfield about 5 years ago as well. That Fulham won, and that will count as the first shot on goal for Liverpool. Yeah, Gamoa. I mean, he goes in. He's being yes, it was very weak, but Castagna was on him. If there was a little bit more, even tried to loop it over Leno, this could easily be a 1-0 game. So it's gonna be throwing. I still don't know how I feel about Anthony Robinson's hair. Not that it matters, but moving on, it's gonna be Gioji is going to goal kick this one. Header. It's just gonna Fulham somewhat gets back some possession, but it goes straight back to Leno. Again, Fulham has to find some way to get the ball into the Liverpool half and actually maintain some possession. Sanderberg is having to just go straight back to Leno. Sanderberg was near mid pitch and just had to kick it back. And Muniz was trying offsides, and that's actually encouraging. That's horrible for me to say, but that's actually encouraging for Fulham to get in offsides. That means that they are trying to go forward, that they are trying to press the Liverpool defense. In the meantime, Liverpool into the box. Fritz tries to find man. Robinson was trying to get something there, but luckily it was deflected out. Taken back by Harry Wilson. Tries to find Josh King. Josh King finds Awobi. Awobi trying to maintain, but nice tackle. Words. Diaz gets it out. Mosala, no. Tried to get it from Mosala. They're trying to say, is that a goal kick or a free kick at the corner? I'm looking at the replay now. I think that's going to be a goal kick. Pulled it too far back. Wilson with the deflection. I mean, Robinson just too much time. Too much time. There was nowhere to go with that. 1-0. Nothing. I don't know why I just said 1-0. It's not 1-0. And this is, of course, the only game at the 12:30 hour. This is literally the Saturday night or Saturday afternoon main event, depending on where you're located. Anthony Taylor is the ref for this game. I forgot to mention that. But we are now in the 13th. We're in the 13th minute, but this has literally been all Liverpool, regardless of and no, that doesn't count as a shot on target. Regardless of no shots on target, it's that possession. 65% to 35 shot. Great save by Leno. Salah with the shot, Leno with the save. It's going to be a throw in for Liverpool. The crowd is expecting that first one. And of course, they're saying that Salah, of course, will leave the club at the end of the season. Play slowed down a little bit. 14th minute. Salah, it's again, Liverpool seems to be able to work their right side. Something Fulham has not been able to do whatsoever. Josh King trying to break it through the middle. Can't not been able to break past the defense. Liverpool again possession. 66% to 34. Fulham has just not been able to maintain so far. And again, compared to that game in January, that 2-2, something amazing may have to happen in stoppage time again in this one. I'm hoping doesn't get to that point. Being a Fulham fan, you don't want to feel like you're having a heart attack every time you're watching. And if it doesn't seem like I'm saying much, I assure you, it's not like the commentators are either. Taken out by Robinson, back to Bassi. Bassi being closed in on. Great work, Liverpool. Just getting the ball. And again, they are crowding. Harry Wilson has it. Gives it back to Iwobi. Iwobi has to get it back to Anderson, back to Bassi. That's the thing. There's a lot of back passing by Fulham. There is a no to ticket price increases protest sign going around. Like they're literally not showing the game. Pass. Okay, he was on. Salah was onside. Got themselves back. Tries to get it to. Oh, he kept it in. Kamoa kept it in. Castagna trying to keep it. Castagna's able to get it back to Anderson, and but easily just a rush in by Van Dijk. Van Dijk on that left side, trying to get towards center. They're going to reset now. Yeah, Fulham is just trying to hang in there. Rio trying. Don't commit it. Robinson tried to get it. Salah has it. Salah and Liverpool kind of again resets, but still maintaining possession. Fulham is is just focused on defending now. Like they're just like Liverpool literally has double the passes. 113 to 51. Rio, no penalty. They're all shouting for one. Josh King keeping the ball. Josh King maintaining possession. Josh King is knocked down, and it is going to be a foul. No VAR on that one needed. There was no penalty. No, he doesn't. No, Bob does not stand on his foot. It is kind of a. Yeah, I think it is kind of a. Not even really a trip. Yeah, yeah. Liverpool. Apologize. I've been watching and I had to check the chat. But no, yeah, it's not even. No, this is not even the case. I think literally something is going to have to happen, like a red card or something along that nature. Which, despite being called the Reds, Liverpool doesn't get a lot of red cards. They really don't. And Fulham has one on the year. But Harry Wilson, with possession, finds Iwobi. Iwobi just trying to get it to Robinson, and Fulham's going to get a corner. That run, Fulham gets a corner. Last through third, Fulham with 2 wins. Yes, we've talked about that. But thanks for hanging in. This has been a but it's just nice now that this is Fulham with a corner, and it's actually looks like it's gonna be. We'll be with it. Nice punch. Harry Wilson's gonna get in the ball, and for the while, Fulham. This is the most possession Fulham has had in the Liverpool half so far this half, and just like that, Robinson gets it back to Leno. That possession ended very, very quickly in that half, and now we're gonna restart. They're gonna claim that it was out, but it really was not. Now to Sanderberg. Sanderberg. Okay, now back at the Fulham side of the pitch. Back to Sanderberg. Sanderberg trying to find Robinson. Anthony Robinson with the run. Anthony Robinson was trying to find Josh King, and Georgie keeps it from going out. Georgie was able to keep it from going out, and now we're slowly creeping towards the 20th minute. The ref nearly got taken out. Foul by Josh King. It will be advantage. Salah with it. Passes it back. Deflected. Josh King gets it down to Iwobi. Iwobi was trying to find Anthony Robinson, but he gets interrupted. Now the ball's going to Robinson. Robinson's going to kick it back out to Rio. Rio trying to head towards the middle. Gets it back out to Gappo. No, not Gappo, sorry. Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones has been pretty quiet in this one. You expected for a defender. Shot and just wide left. I think Leno had it, but it's still something out of nothing. And yeah, Iwobi, Anderson defending. Okay, that wasn't as close as I thought it was, but it's still a good effort. But yo, I really do appreciate you hopping in. It just was not a. It's a yeah. I mean, Salah had again. It was a good shot by Salah. Takes a deflection. It's gonna be a throw in for Fulham. I think Castanha's gonna have the throw in. And the one thing I don't expect this to be a nil-nil game. I can go ahead and say that right now. And hopefully VAR will not play that much of a part as it has in previous games for Fulham. But so far, there's not been really any issues with how the game's been officiated. Fulham really hasn't fouled much. Same with Liverpool. Fulham has had again got a little bit more possession. Fulham keeping possession. Oh, Frimpong trying to find Salah. Salah not able to get the turn, and Fulham is able to get it out. It was very hesitant by Salah, but again, I mean that was actually all Frimpong. Just keeping that play maintained. I hope this game should be 1-0 Liverpool. I mean, it is again getting back to the trying to find a way. Both teams have not been great at finishing as of late. And that's the thing. Liverpool has not won since the Galatasaray game, and not just winning, but it should also be noted, goal wise. Like you want to talk, but still, Fulham trying to get it out. Finally, and there is a foul, and it looks like it was, yeah, foul on Rio. But yeah, since that 4 nothing game against Galatasaray, Liverpool matches have been 1 goal scored in the last 3 games, and that was Kirkes against Brighton, and that was the got outplayed by Danny Welbeck game. And again, Fulham hasn't won at Anfield in about 5 years, so we're not. This would be nice, but it doesn't look like it right now. And that was, yeah, March 7th. And if Fulham fans remember, Mario Lamina from Gabon, that was, yeah, 5 years ago. Since then, and it should be mentioned, last two games that these two had were 2-2 draws. Last time at Anfield back in December of 2024 was a 2-2 draw. Beforehand, 2024 in the EFL Cup, of course, they won 2-1. And then 2023, 4-3. 2020, December 2023, 4-3. 2020, May, towards the end of the season, 1-0. Like, these two have not actually, like, had a, like, just straight out. Yeah, there's been no, like, extreme shutouts by either team as of late. Like, these matches are close. And literally, you got to go back to 2018, the last time either team had won a game by 2 goals or more. Yes, this is the Marco Silva suspension is been appealed, so he is on the touchline. Still, I mean, this has been a Liverpool, hard possession game. 6 shots, only one on target, but still 6 shots. Liverpool has committed 4 fouls already. Fulham's only one. 2 corners. Fulham has a corner. Fulham has an offsides. Like, considering all things, yeah, Fulham has not had possession, but Fulham has been disciplined, and that's like the one thing I want to be able to make sure people who are watching is taking it. Like, this is a well disciplined Fulham team at this time. No, no stupid challenges. Nicely taken away by Anthony Robinson. Finds Iwobi. Iwobi finds Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson was trying to get on the break. Back to Iwobi. Iwobi having to pass it back to Bassi. Bassi picks it back to Leno. Again, there's not enough to get a break off it. Castagna is being forced out, has to force it back to Robinson. Robinson kicks it to Leno. Leno is just having to boot it, hoping to find Muniz, but Muniz is not able to get to it. It's repossessed by Liverpool. Dominic has it, gets it out to Robinson. Robinson tried to find Salah in the box. No, not Salah. Sorry. Try to find Gappo in the box, but it is an offsides for Liverpool. I really do need them to find some way to, like, take the ball and run with it. Just take the ball and run with it, and because this is where we're at. There's no more real scores for the day, so I don't need to keep that on the screen. But this is where we are. And with the header, still not finding a way. It looks like there's Gappo's trying to get past Bassi. Bassi gets it back to Leno. Leno, smart pass to get it back to Bassi, but Bassi is being crowded. Now back to Castagna. Castagna trying to find some way to get the ball out. Gets it to Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson to Oscar Bob. And finally, Fulham with a little bit of breathing room. Can they actually get it into their side of the pitch? They do. Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson with it. Harry Wilson trying to find Josh King. He's able to keep it in, but he needs some support. Josh King really needs some support. Slides it in to Castagna. Castagna to Iwobi, and Iwobi just a really bad first touch. Really bad first touch. Okay. Robinson, Iwobi had a chance. He shot a shot. He should have shot earlier. He should have shot earlier. Sheesh. I don't even want to count that. Great job by Castagna. Gets it to Iwobi. That was one of those things. He caught it. Yeah, he caught it off foot. That was definitely a one should have went for the one timer, but I understand that. Hey, I'm not the pro. I never claimed to be. I wouldn't want to be. Sanderberg trying to find Josh King. Josh King sees Harry Wilson ahead of him, but there's no one there. He was. It looked like he was throwing for King. I mean, Josh King was trying, thinking Wilson was going to continue his run. That does not happen. In the meantime, Rio being marked by Castagna, and it's going to be a foul on Castagna. Half an hour has been played, still no score. And I think that's okay. I think for this one, I think that's okay. I think Liverpool will be disappointed if they can't be up 1-0 at halftime. Just to bring up the Fulham subs. I'll bring up Liverpool ones in a moment. But Chakweze, Jimenez, Tom Carney, Lukic are all on the bench right now, which is exactly what they probably need to be saving for the second half. Harrison Reed got a knock a few days ago, so Liverpool fans don't have to worry about Harrison Reed rocking one in stoppage time because he's not here. But hopefully he'll pop up for. I don't think he'll be for the Brentford game, but probably Villa. Salah tried to get sneak something in. Leno gets to it, but I'm looking at this again. Salah does get it, and it's just yeah, there wasn't enough room. Josh King does fine. Shot Oscar Bob. It's saved. Georgie with the save. That's finally, I think, the first time really threatening the keeper. But the last 5 minutes have really been good for Fulham. Yes, a goal would be really needed because that's kind of the main lineup. That's really what has not been seen. Wilson going straight into Wilson shoots. That looked like that was gonna dip. It was definitely covered, but it looked like it was gonna dip for a moment there. It was an effort. It was. Oh. Oh, if it would have dipped any lower, that may have been 1-0. And Salah's offsides. Man, okay. It took a minute, but the games has gotten a little bit better. It's not just been one-way traffic with Liverpool. Fulham has gotten some good efforts, not just on goal, but on frame. Yes. And for people going in and out of the chat, but I want to thank you for those who stop, for those who go. This is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham. It is still 1-0, nothing. I apologize. I keep wanting to say 1-0 Liverpool, but it's not 1-0 Liverpool. It's no score in this one. It's 0-0. And of course, people here are talking about the Harrison Reed goal back in January, and that's what we don't want here. We don't want late drama. We want like comfortable Tottenham drama. Berger finds Iwobi. Iwobi needs to get rid of that ball quickly. Anderson, Bob, they are onside. Bob trying to find, kicks it back out. Robinson, sail away with me. That goes out. It's going to be just a throw in. Bit of frustration. No, I'm watching the game and I'm frustrated. Last week, Anthony Robinson was talking about his favorite anime, and not a single one of them would have been like either Blue Lock or Captain Tsubasa. And I'm thinking that's one of the reasons he doesn't shoot much, because he ain't watching either one of those. While Muniz gets it to the corner, cross towards the middle, was trying to find Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson couldn't get to that. Liverpool maintains possession. Nah, tries. Iwobi's able to chase it down. He sees Robinson running on that left side. Robinson finds Oscar Bob. Finds Sanderberg. Sanderberg was trying. Well, no, Sanderberg is not going to shoot. That's a smart thing. Kicks it back out. What came Anderson? No, you do not shoot the ball. You do not shoot the ball. And just a Sanderberg very, very clumsy. Advantage. Rio trying to get fancy. Marked pretty well by Castagna, but not enough. It wasn't enough. And it's 1-0 Liverpool. And it's well deserved. It's a well deserved goal. It's a good goal. I'm not upset at that. That was a good goal. He wasn't marked well. I mean, that was stupid by Sanderberg. That was just stupid. But Castagna marks, gets in a position. There's not much could have done. Anderson is there, but he's not really there. Like Anderson, if nothing else, it's going towards. He could have maybe just tried to head or dive at the ball for some reason. And Leno just is Leno was Leno. I don't know if he could have gotten that, but it's a good goal. I ain't taking anything away from that. It's a good goal. It's a solid goal. It's 1-0 Liverpool, and it's well deserved. But Liverpool still putting pressure. But Salah couldn't keep it in. but still, well done. 1-0, and no, there are new 2 goals for Liverpool. No, 2 goals for Fulham. It'd be cute, but no, there is not. So sorry about that. It's 1-0. Again, it's well deserved. It was a well deserved Liverpool goal. The question now becomes, how can Fulham react on this? Fulham has more shots on goal. That's the weird thing. You have more shots on goal. You've improved the possession. It was just a really bad error by Sanderberg. The ref helps out. Castagna. Oh, intercepted really quickly. Florian he just let that float over. He lets it just flop. I won't even say flop over. It just let it go. And now, just trying to find something else. Capo. Words. Rio. Rio. Keeping it. Capo. Pass up. Salah. 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 2-0. Liverpool. You know who it is. I don't have to say much. Mohamed Salah. It was just good passing. Good passing. Again, I had said earlier that there had to be something special for Fulham. Fulham had some chances. They really did. They really did have some chances, but it is exactly what it is. It's 2-0 Liverpool, and it's well deserved. It's well deserved. Wilson does a good job. Gappo sends it out, and who is supposed? And the thing is, who is supposed to? And it's Anthony Robinson. It is Anthony Robinson who's supposed to be covering. Anthony Robinson was supposed to be covering Bassi. Bassi didn't have time to go over. Bassi was marking his man. And Anthony Robinson don't need to be saying stuff right now. I mean, I know he's trying to maybe plead his case, but no, there's nothing to say there. I mean, they're 2 good goals. Okay, there's nothing else. They're 2 good goals. One of just straight up, and now advantage. Trying to find Rio because of Castagna's onside into the box. It was a shot by Robinson. Robinson did not have enough on it. Leno's going to get a save. This ain't about being down. And now Fulham needs to pay attention to what's happening here. Their now goal differential is -3. And no, it's gonna play advantage. It's gonna be Bassi. Nope, they're gonna say advantage. No foul. I mean foul, yes, but no card. Okay, now that Yeah, Frimbomb on Bob. That's I. Okay, no cards. No cards either way. And that's a push. Like there's no like not going for the ball or anything. That's just a straight up push. And then bat with the Bassi and Salah. Yeah, there was no. No, Salah was going after the Salah was definitely the ball. Are we gonna do VAR for this one? And they're gonna take a brief. Okay, that doesn't really seem okay. Curtis Jones goes down. There's going to be a break and play. Probably because of this, there'll probably be about also with the goals. So I would expect probably about maybe 4 minutes of stoppage time. I'd be surprised if it goes to like maybe even like 5 minutes. I mean, Rio, great shot. I mean, no one's gonna Egomar. It was a good shot. Now, Elena, like I think it actually goes through. Yeah, it goes through Leno's arms, like he's trying to. I mean, he's definitely trying to swipe at it, but and then Salah. Actually, okay, so I gotta make a slight correction. They're gonna call it the 40th minute, not the 41st minute for Salah. Yeah, Curtis Jones has to leave the field, and yeah, they're gonna just give. Even with that, they're still just gonna leave it at 2 minutes of stoppage. Wilson free kick, nothing there. Leno, great job coming out. But Leno needs to hurry back into the box now because odds are the ball's going to go back to him, which it does. Castagna, Anderson, Jones to come back now that Fulham's gotten rid of the ball. And the thing with Curtis Jones going down, yes, he had to leave the pitch for a little bit, but he's going to have all of halftime to, kind of recover. If anything is going to happen, it will be at the start of the second half. Again, it's been since 2018 that either team has won by 2 goals or more. So Liverpool right now is ahead 2-0 going into the half, unless Fulham's able to make something happen at the very end, which it does not look like. And I think the whistle is gonna go, and it does. Yeah, I'm putting the mute button on that because we're at halftime. It's 2-0 Liverpool. There's not much else I can really say. It's well deserved. It was absolutely well deserved. I gotta put that on the screen again. Because that number one thing be respectful, no hate speech or harassment. I really don't. It's a what would you like me to say about that one? What would you like me to say about that first half and what do you think can be done? Outside the obvious, which is that okay, I think I know what I want to say now, which is what do you want me to say that hasn't already not even been said but just seen? Like you can just it really is just like you can see it. The finishing isn't there. The breaks aren't. There's a reason this game. There's a reason Liverpool's in fifth and Fulham is in 11th right now. You know what the fun thing is? If you take away the goals, if you take away the goal, yeah, we did nothing. But if you take away the sad thing is, if you take away the goals, stat wise, not that bad. But no, there's nothing. No, there's nothing else you can really say about it. No, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. We didn't deserve. We deserved nothing. We did nothing. There we go. Apologies. We deserved nothing. We did nothing. I mean, even now I'm trying to think. What can we really do in the second half? Liverpool is not going to just is not going to park the bus because if everything ends the way it does, you got Liverpool 3 points behind Manchester United and 3 goals behind Manchester United. So I don't think they're going to park the bus. I don't think they're going to put substitutions in. I think they're going to go for it. Like this could really be a very miserable day for Fulham if they're not careful. And this isn't one of those like another day at the office thing. This is a like this could get ugly. Like this could seriously get freaking ugly. And it would be rightly so. Like it would be rightly so that this was deserved. So I'm gonna take a breather. For everyone else, you know, grab your beverages, grab your snacks. We're gonna step away for a minute. We're gonna step away for a moment because it's gonna. This is what's gonna be talked about. Is like if you're watching any commentary or anything like that, it's gonna be miserable for the next few minutes because they're just going to be talking about the amazingness of Liverpool, and rightly so. They absolutely deserve to be up. They absolutely deserve to be up. But that doesn't mean it's just like sit here and enjoy it all. They deserve to be up. Fulham has not done anything, definitely not enough to actually get any type of result after this. And it's not even that I'm expecting Fulham to win this game, but I do need them to get out here. And yeah, you're going to be playing for goal differential. If you're not playing for the win, you at least are trying to get some goals. I'm serious. You need a goal differential to move any bit forward. But we got the countdown. I'll be back. Again, people get some get some drinks, get some food. I'm almost about to say get me out of the second half. But I'm like, no, let's get on with it. I'm gonna mute my stream. I'm definitely gonna get tired of hearing Tim Howard. So I'll see you back in a few minutes, folks. And for those who don't know, this is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham. It's all I can say is I'm gonna leave the stats up here for you to look at, but don't let it fool you. Do not let the stat line fool you. This has been a this has been an all Liverpool game. So, and one stat they're not showing you, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say this: Liverpool completed almost 300 passes, 279. Fulham 166. A lot better, but I may just if I bring stats back up here, I may just bring second half stats because I'm gonna pretend I can't pretend like the first half never happened, but for anything to happen moving forward, that may actually what I have to do. Anyway, 2-0 full. I wish I could say 2-0 Fulham, but of course not. It's 2-0 Liverpool and rightly All right, we're back. Second half hasn't happened. Can I please have a shout out? I don't know what that's about, so I'm gonna go with why, why? Okay, players are coming back on the pitch. It looks like Emil Smith Rowe is going to come in for Fulham, and rightly so. Nothing spectacular, but rightly so. Second half is Josh. Okay, it's gonna replace Josh King, which is fine. Okay, now they just bring out the fun stats of hey, Fulham hasn't. I mean, hey, no team has done this. You know what? Okay, fine, I get it. You need a storyline going into the second half, so that's fine. Sasha Lukic finds a Wobie, trying to find someone in the box. Well defended. Knees to the back. Smith Rowe, nothing. Sasha Lukic. The flag's gonna go up. We all knew that. We all knew. That's not even about being bold and ambition. It's just like play better. Okay, I'm going to. Great. I think I see what has happened here, and I'm gonna be pissed if that's what I think it was. Okay, it's oh my freaking gosh. Okay, first things first. I apologize, folks. For some reason, my stream paused for a second. It's hot back on, which is good. Great, excellent. Everything else, I'm gonna pretend like that didn't happen. And we'll make some quick adjustments now. We've caught back up with everybody now. Still 2-0. There was one other change on the Liverpool side. Of course, I'm not surprised. This is the Curtis Jones substitution that they were going to make, but held off on. Ikamoa, and no, that did not happen. But sheesh, this is. I mean, Fulham, good opportunity just to come back in the first half, kick swinging, but yeah, it's not gonna. All right, all right. We did yes. Here's a sum up of Fulham fans first half. I don't care about being on the front foot. There's if the I don't care. I really don't. But what is nice is yeah, I went back. I got my shirt and stuff because I'm like, no, we're all right. I come out again, trying to get a brace straight at Leno. And Anthony Robinson loses it. Salah, Anderson's able to recover, but it is gonna be a corner. It is gonna be a corner. And Salah's okay. So Salah's gonna take the corner. This is the first corner of the second half for either team. This is the first corner for Liverpool in nearly about 15, about 45 minutes, 45, 50 minutes. Because Liverpool had two quick corners in the first half, and then it just didn't. Side netting, didn't even make it towards the, didn't make it into the field. And now, yeah, you can't do it if the ball's moving. Yes, and it has to be stationary, so it gets sent back. We're gonna stir the tea with some ASMR. You can actually hear people laughing. We don't know if Sandberg took a dive or not. It's a kick. There is a little bit of contact. Commentary may call it a slip. Anthony Robinson, that's think is going to be the next one to go off. Smith Rowe, good job defensively, but still Liverpool maintaining possession. Those first couple of minutes was maybe the scariest part for Liverpool so far, but then but for those who are joining late, this is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham, and this is where we're at. This is where we're at. This is how we got here. And Frimpong with a running around, try to get to the center towards Salah, but their Fulham was doing a better job defending there. So the first two substitutions I'm okay with. Smith Rowe, Sasha Lukic. I'll take a look at the rest of the Fulham bench. Ryan Sessegnon, I will put him in for Anthony Robinson right now. Like I'm not even joking there. That would be my next. Chukwueze, it's probably gonna be Tom Carney and Raul Jimenez that come in for the next two. But that's who I would have for my last three substitutions is Ryan Sessegnon, Tom Carney, and Raul Jimenez. Tom Carney for Alex Iwobi, Jimenez for Muniz. That's what I would put my next three subs at. Iwobi tries to slide it into Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe easily taken care of. And just like that, Liverpool back with possession. Liverpool now with a little bit of momentum. Robinson, a kick out to Rio. Back to Robinson. Robinson taking too long. Sasha Lukic is marking him, and the Sasa able to bounce it up. Kicked out by Wilson, but Wilson's not able to really work with that. Now back out to Salah. Salah back to Robinson. Tried to get it back to Salah, and now it's like Iwobi. It's like Iwobi wants to break, but there was no one there. It's going to be a whistle. It'll be a free kick award for Fulham. Salah goes off of Anthony Robinson. Okay. And I think okay, I see what the fans were booing for. They were thinking that should have been a penalty, like a handball on Anthony. on Anthony Robinson, and it could have been. I'm glad that they have not looked at it because I could have seen there could have been a case for it. Sasha Lukic, great run, tries to get into the box, and just like that, great job by Andrew Robinson to save the corner. And now it's going to be a throw in from Castagna. Mm-hmm. Sabazla and Berger in the box. They're having some words. A check on that was nothing happening. Awobi, Sanderberg, definitely. Sanderberg needs to get rid of the ball. Sanderberg's going to try to shoot, and nothing happening there. Rio gets to it. Castagna marking. Yeah, let me just put that right back up there because sadly, some of the people who have been typing in the chat do not know how to read. So we're gonna put that back up there, and finally, there will be Fulham gets a corner for the second half. No, nothing's happening there. They just need to Fulham needs to find a way back into this. Interesting. And I think depending on what happens with Sunderland, they were saying that Fulham's home, as far as their away form, the only team outside that's not fighting for relegation that's done worse is Sunderland. Yet that's going to depend tomorrow because Sunderland plays tomorrow. They play Tottenham, and that's one of those games where it's like I should be cheering for Tottenham. I really should be cheering for Tottenham. Anderson gets another corner for Fulham. And just like that, Fulham has doubled their corner count from the first half. I mean, I really do think it would be really nice if Fulham was able to get one back here. Muniz he was unmarked. Like, it's completely unmarked, and I don't think it hits anybody. It's a corner. Back to Anderson, very good. Gets it down to Awobi. Awobi trying to find Muniz. Muniz was there, and now the break for Liverpool. Shot heading back towards Robinson. Robinson has a chance, but Fulham's able to get enough shirts back, but that still has not stopped Liverpool's possession. Moving back now, we're now in the 64th minute. Salah Gonna kick it back out to Dominic. Dominic's gonna hold on back to Salah. Salah was trying to slide something in. No, there has been nothing, and this is why I have the bench up, not even so much the lineup for Fulham. That's just because of what's happening. But let's just go ahead and get that current lineup back so you can see who's on the pitch right now. Sasha Lukic, Smith Rowe, they had. Well, actually, it's not even Smith Rowe. Sasha Lukic has been has made a difference, but not much of a difference. Calvin Bassey, despite everything, is probably still the man of the match outside of Bert Leno. And just go ahead and say this, which I'm going to call BS on this. They're going to give yeah, they have Anthony Robinson at 7 with the highest rated Fulham player so far this game. Mm-hmm. And outside of that was Oscar Bob. Well, of course, Lewis is of course Leno because of the 2 goals given. Bassey's at a 6.5 and it's the but beyond that, the highest rated player is no longer on the pitch, and that was Oscar Bob. And of the ones that are still on the pitch, it is Sanderberg and Iwobi and Anthony Robinson. But getting back, Iwobi has the ball, gets it to the back, but couldn't find anything. Wilson's trying to find Iwobi towards the back, and it's going to go out for another Fulham corner. And Frimpong, yes, we're seeing Alex Iwobi with the ball a lot more. Fulham has 5 corners now, or this will be their 5th corner. And this is where those set pieces, like this is what Fulham is going to have to do to get into this game. Sasha Lukic with the corner. Iwobi sends it back, just goes straight into the back, but still, Harry Wilson now with it. And there is nothing spectacular about that. He skims it, just goes cross straight to the right, and it looks like the Liverpool's getting ready to make. Looks like McAllister is going to come in. Actually, it looks like it may be a double change. Yeah, it's going to be Gomez and McAllister that are going to come in. Oh, actually, maybe a triple sub. Lukic trying to find Smith Rowe. Smith, and it's well defended, and Fulham's going to get another corner. Dominic, great slide, gives up the corner, but yeah, I mean it's a good pass. Dominic sees it. Smith Rowe just does not. He sees it late, and Smith Rowe does not get on it quick enough. And the triples change will probably happen after this corner. Sasha Lukic. It really just goes straight through. No one is there. Iwobi's going to get to it, send it back into the box, and it's just headed straight to the keeper. It's going to be a throw. They're checking to see if he carried it out. He may Georgie may have carried. I think Georgie may have carried that out, but it doesn't look like it. We're gonna find that out. And now Liverpool's gonna do their changes. And we will go ahead and have our substitutions. And exactly the sub I was expecting. Sessignon finally came in for freaking Anthony Robinson. It's about freaking time. Yeah, I get that I'm not one of those like crazy. If you're expecting crazy fan reactions, I'm sorry, you're going to be disappointed. But that doesn't mean I'm not disappointed with what I've seen so far because this one's been bad. And finally, a change that wait, yeah. Hopefully, it's not too late, but that definitely was way too long. It will have been nice. I don't real. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I really haven't had that many issues with the ref right now. But with that, Liverpool's used four substitutions, Fulham's three substitutions, and again, there's two left, and I already said who I want off the pitch and on the pitch. And depending on what happens next, it may happen sooner than later. Just to go ahead and mention the remaining substitutions because you can't really tell, but basically Sessignon, Smith Rowe, Lukic, they're all in the game. So you have Issa Diop, Kalenka, Tom Carney, Jimenez, and Chukwueze. But Sandberg has the ball. Sandberg is not going to shoot, and it takes a deflection by Verge, and it goes out. Sandberg held on to the ball way too long. He held on way too freaking long. Ugh. Okay. And once again, Sasha Lukic with the corner. And it's like, nope, nope. Harry Wilson, Sasha Lukic had to get on the line. If it's going to be a short corner or a long corner, Harry Wilson takes this one. Well done. Anderson tries a header, just goes far wide. There is actually a grab, but then Anderson just kind of goes with it easily. Yeah, no call. Not it shouldn't have been called. And if you're a Liverpool fan, you are very satisfied with this. You have two goals. This is the first time you've had two goals since the Galatasaray game. Salah, nice pass, very good pass, but it gets all ruined, and Liverpool Gapo couldn't do anything with it. And finally, Liverpool gets a corner. There is nothing there. We're gonna keep putting this here because I could care less if I get concurrent viewers now. Mhm. You got warned. This happened twice. If that's how you want to spend your time, that I just find that sad. If this is how you want to spend your time, is just spamming stuff in chat that no one cares about, don't know. And now they're Liverpool's like, ain't nobody does it better. Well, I actually couldn't tell exactly what they were singing, but it was to the tune of "Ain't Nobody Does It Better." Harry Wilson, it goes off of him. It's going to be another Liverpool corner, and now the game is just kind of creeped into a little bit of a lull. Marco is just the hair corner. Leno does deal with it. Smith Rowe trying to keep possession, but he's not able to. Liverpool get it back. Nyberg, McAllister, Gappo, deflected by Castagna, and we get technical difficulties. Pops back, another corner for Liverpool. Straight back to Salah. Tried to one time it. Off the volley, nothing going there. Sasha Lukic is running after this one, but he can't get back to it. Back to the keeper, Harry Wilson, trying to add some pressure. And now a little bit of pressure by Lukic. I have really enjoyed him just coming in. I would have liked for him to get a start, but he does have a tendency to foul a lot. But just like that, Bassey trying to keep Isaac out. Isaac forcing it back to Rabenberg. Robinson, very high for McAllister. Salah goes off of Calvin Bassey. No, it wasn't Bassey. It was no. They're saying it went off of Sessignon. I want to look at that again. Yeah, that was Sessignon. If you're Fulham, you need to get one back. Wobie slides it in right there, and Smith Rowe had a great opportunity, and he knows it. Smith Rowe knows it. That was how you get back into the game. Great pass from Sessignon. Sessignon pulls it back into the box. Smith Rowe is there. Keeper was beat, and he just goes. He didn't put enough on it. He did not put. He tried to do a little chip. You're not good enough to do that. You get your foot on the ball and you hit and you aim it towards goal. That should be 2-1 Liverpool at this time. Jimenez and Chukwueze are coming in. And Lukic has a little bit of blood on, looks like his right cheek. So they're going to try. It's a cut, and it's not just a, yeah, I mean, it's just a slow streak, but it's a nice little cut. And there's definitely some swelling around it on the right side. In the meantime, it's going to give an opportunity for Jimenez and Chukwueze to get in here. Muniz, yeah, we know he's coming out, and I wouldn't be surprised. I think Iwobi's going to come out as well. And because Lukic had to get treatment, Lukic is now on the bench. Chukwueze is going to come in for Harry Wilson. And all right, Silva just needs to stay calm. There's nothing that can be done with that about that. That's just how that happens. I get that you're happy to make way, but you ain't doing anything. You ain't do anything. Like Emil Smith Rowe has done more than you in this game. I know you're not thrilled, Harry Wilson, but you haven't done anything. And now Liverpool's on the break again. Luckily dealt with by Bassi, but still a shot. McAllister, wow, that could have been 3-0 easily. I mean, he wasn't McAllister definitely wasn't expecting that. It goes off of Bassi. McAllister runs towards it, but he just couldn't get enough of that inside the foot to aim it more towards the frame. But it had great pace on it. Iwobi from Sessegnon. Smith Rowe, will he get another shot? Iwobi gets to the Smith Rowe, but well defended by Liverpool. Salah, it's now Salah versus Sandberg. Sandberg's able to get it back to Bassi. We're now in the 82nd minute. 2-0 Liverpool. Rio 36, Salah 40th. Less than 5 minutes later, that's where we are. That's all that's happened. No cards, no penalties, no actual real VAR. Throw in from Iwobi. As things stand, Liverpool would maintain fifth in the table. Fulham would drop to 11th and could possibly drop even further based off of what happens tomorrow. Sunderland will be Sunderland will be Spurs, Crystal Palace, Newcastle. Not quick enough. And yeah, we did nothing. And now that some people have left, it's gone quiet, but that's fine. It's gone quiet. I knew this was going to be the case, but I'm here. This is from a Fulham side. This is a Fulham take on this match. And right now, there's some people are jumping like, okay, we're not making Europe. But that was never the case. But better still, Fulham, more shots on goal, more possession, more corners. It's definitely been a better half. But there are no such things as moral victories. Draw to Jimenez, there was no one there. Tried to use something with the flick. Smith Rowe was nowhere near that. Is Jimenez onside? Absolutely. I know what he was trying for a 1 foot scorpion, but there wasn't enough on it for that to be the case, and it's gonna go out. It looks like it went out on I'm trying to think if that went out on Castagna. There are gonna be a lot of questions from this one. And sadly with Harrison Reed not being in this, that's gonna be something as well. But Liverpool, they came to play. They knew what they were doing. They have and they were definitely the better team. Sessignon, I'm Sessignon has been great. Lukic has been great. Smith Rowe, not there. Smith Rowe, I mean, Iwobi is caught. It's gonna be a free kick. Gomez caught him, but I mean, knock on not necessarily wood, but knock on for Micah. This is still no. He gets the ball. It's a foul, but he does get the ball. Smith Rowe definitely had the chance for something. Sasha Lukic loops it to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe in the box, but he was marked very, very well. Sanderberg, and he can't even get the corner. Chukwueze slips. Gapo tried to get it out, but it's tried to get to Salah. Well defended by Sasha Lukic. Smith Rowe. Sessignon's offsides, so he can't do anything. Iwobi tries to get towards there to Chukwueze. Chukwueze out to Jimenez. Jimenez. They're both were crowding the same area. Jimenez to Chukwueze. Chukwueze easily deflected. Jimenez! And it was wide. Jimenez was wide. Chukwueze just couldn't get anything on there, but Jimenez did exactly what you should do. He follows it up, it curves. It was covered, but it's still shot close to frame. And now we're talking about, and that's the thing, we're now talking about clean sheets. Fulham hasn't had one in a minute, but still. And and that's the thing. Fulham's last clean sheet was a 0-0 draw to Forest. Very much too high. Robinson slides. Let's see what happens here. No foul. It's just a throw. Fulham trying to get something back. Just getting a goal here would make a huge difference. Cross into the box, straight at the keeper. Mm, nice slide, Chukwueze. Trying to find Smith Rowe. Smith. Just some poor balls. There. Yes, definitely up the Fulham, but not today. Salah. Salah holding Sessignon. Isak. Anderson just. Joaquim Anderson just barely held on there. Iwobi trying to find Session's on Chukwueze. No, there's too many people. Stop trying to get it through the center. You're not good enough to go straight through the center. Thank you, Moo 8474. This has been a rough watch. but it's been a much better second half. Sandberg, please get rid of the ball. You're not going to shoot. You should not be shooting. You are too slow to be shooting. Chukwueze, it's going to be that may be debated here. Is that Harry Wilson went off for Chukwueze? That's going to be. Mo Salah's going to get come off the pitch. One goal today. The crowd's cheering. Yoni's going to come on, and that's going to be the final substitution for Liverpool. Trey Yoni's going to come in, and this is going to be Liverpool's final substitution. Mo Salah has had a great game. And for every Liverpool fan, home fan, yeah, you're definitely gonna miss this guy. He's put in his time. This has been a great game for him. And we will have 4 minutes left in this one. Can we have some? If we're gonna have some a more late drama in this one, or is this just gonna be a miserable day at the office for Fulham? Castagna gets it back to Anderson, back to Castagna, and come on, let's try to go forward, not trying to constantly kick it back. With 6 games remaining, the rest of the month is not going to be easier because it's Brentford and it's Villa. So Brentford is again, we're not talking about the championship right now, Champions League. So let's even stop talking about it. It is going to be a corner though. And now they're talking about some of the next games. And yes, it definitely is Liverpool. They're gonna lose this one. Brentford away, and then it's gonna be back home at the cottage for Villa to end the month. There's no doubt it's been poor. Because what you got left, you have Villa at home, you have Arsenal away, you have Bournemouth at home, Wolves away, and then Newcastle to end the season. How different it would have been. We're not gonna do the what ifs. There are no what ifs in this game. This game is just simply Fulham wasn't good enough. They couldn't finish. That first goal by Rio is and both goals by Rio and Salah are we finished. Neither game was we finished this one. Chukwueze has been miserable since he came on. And Joaquim Anderson is down and he is not doing well. We're going to go back, refill. I mean, not refill, but we're going to go back. Anderson wants to get up. Who's your man of the match? Ah, no, Fulham does not get granted VAR. Anderson, will be nothing there. And it just goes off a little bit. And that may be it. Who is my man of the match? I don't know who you give man of the match to. I do know who does not get man of the match. And I think that's Anthony Robinson. I'm going to say Bassey was pretty solid in the back. and it may have to be Calvin Bassey. And I don't even want to give it to Bassey, but that's literally who I think has been. Mhm. Right now, the rating Bassey is the highest on the pitch outside of Anthony Robinson and then Sasha Lukic. And that's the sad thing. You take off Robinson, you take off Anderson, the back line has actually been the best thing about Fulham in this game. And the reason I'm saying that is because neither goal it's not like neither goal was like not like they got into the box. It's like they had to work for it. It's like they were just two good shots. They were just two good shots. Rio's shot was amazing. Great on, good on him on that one. Salah was solid. I think Anthony Robinson could have done better on that first shot by Rio. Joaquin Anderson just doesn't like to use his head. I wish he did, but he does not like to use his head. And just because of looking at okay, the game's gone over. Final rating: Robinson 6'9", Bassey 6'9", Castagna 6'8", Sasha Lukic 7. Yeah, I can't say anything else. It is Sasha Lukic. Sasha Lukic is definitely the man of the match. Emil Smith Rowe had a good opportunity if he could have just get one of those. He had way too many opportunities. Jimenez, there wasn't much he could do. Sessignon was great maintaining the ball, getting some crosses into the box. Harry Wilson is outside of Leno. Leno got back, slowly creeped back up to a 6-3. They're gonna give Dominic the man of the match on for Liverpool, even though he didn't score, didn't get any assists, but that's fair. I actually would have thought it would go to Gappo with his assist, but I mean, I'm okay. I'm actually okay with this. Um, but yeah, that's who my man of the match is sadly Sasha Lukic. I think especially Fulham played a lot better in the second half, but I do honestly think he was the best player overall in this game. Now the second half was a lot better for Fulham. They actually had more possession at 55%. They had more total shots with 14. Same amount of shots on target, even though it was only one. Fewer fouls committed with two. Eight corners. Eight corners. They had an offsides, just one offsides. And if I had to take anything else from this, because Liverpool tackled, but here's the thing: Liverpool tackled, but no. Sorry. Mm. Liverpool no flag. I mean, no. There were no cards in this game. It's been a long time since I've watched a Fulham game where there's no cards from either side. And Liverpool doesn't foul, so that's and I'm not even saying home pitch advantage. I literally mean Liverpool does not foul. So I am not surprised that this is how it ends. I'm not surprised that this is how it ends. That Liverpool not just wins 2-0, but there's no fouls. There are no cards in this game whatsoever. And that is mm, this. I mean, this is a fair. I hate to say it, but this is a fair result. This is exact. I can't even be mad at this result. This is a fair result considering what we saw on the pitch. Now, I don't know in regards to Marco Silva's appeal and if he's going to have a touchline ban in the game next week against Brentford. But and this is going to be it's an early game too. It's actually going to be yeah, it'll be the first game from the last game of the night. This is going to be the first game from my location. It's going to be like 7:30 a.m. And I don't know if Tete and Reed will be back for that. I hate the fact that Kevin's out for the season, but if there was a game where I'm just looking at why Harrison Reed, not Harrison Reed, but why someone like Harry Wilson leaves, it's games like this is why Harry Wilson will leave. Like it was easily exciting to. I wish Tete was on the back line. I wish I wish Harrison Reed was in the game, not because I expect him to do that, to rocket one, from the back line again. I just mean there would have been a psychological impact of that. Like people would like he would have been marked a lot more if that was the case. But with this means in the last 5 games for Fulham, 3 losses, 1 win, which was against Burnley. So the bottom of the table is not, the bottom of the table is not great. They could have had Forest. They drew Forest. They beat Burnley. That's who you're supposed to beat. You're going to get Wolves on the 17th of May. And everyone else you face, everyone else from here on out is ahead in the table. You got Brentford that's sitting in 7th. You need to win that game. That there's no ifs, ands, or buts. The Brentford game you have to win. They're currently in 7th. Like you want Europe. I'm not talking Champions League now. I'm talking Europe. You want Europe, you need to beat Brentford, you need to beat Bournemouth, and you need to beat Wolves. There are 6 games left. You need those 3 at least, and then you got Newcastle at the end of the season. You need those games. There's nothing more I can say is you need those games. You need those games. Now Arsenal and Aston Villa, I'm not I'm not nearly as concerned. I mean, I'm concerned, but I'm not optimistic enough because here's the thing. Here is what I want to say really quickly. And I got to call it cuz otherwise I'm going to want to throw things. I'm not going to throw things, but I'm going to want to throw things. Cuz this was a like I haven't felt this bad for a game, not so much that we could have won, but it wasn't it wasn't even. I think the Everton game, like I haven't felt this way since the Everton the 2-0 the 2-0 loss to Everton. And yes, the away form for Fulham has been poor. No one is going to deny that. But we're gonna know. But yeah, it hasn't been. And with all these matches, with the exception of Forest, we can't keep a clean sheet. And I can't even blame Leno on those two goals. I really can't. But still, big up to Liverpool. The fans will be happy. The fan reactions, and no, I'm not gonna be on any fan reactions. I don't think I don't have enough subscribers for that to even be a factor. But this one, and it's not even that this one hurts. Like like I was expecting or I was hoping for 2-2. I didn't think we were gonna win this game, but I at least wanted to see that we hopefully we can draw it. We had a better second half, but again, moral victories don't matter. And we can drop to 13th. Depending on what happens, we can drop to 13th. And if we don't drop to 13th, then Palace will be 2 points. And while we may not necessarily be in danger of relegation, it is going to be with a heavy breath that we're watching tomorrow that we have nothing we can do. But every game except Man U and Leeds, which is Monday, we don't care about that. I mean, I really do kind of, in some ways, I really hope Leeds wins that. But Sasha Lukic is my man of the match, but that's really hard to even say. Lukic should get the start next game. Period. And he better get the start last week of the season against Newcastle. Because so far this season, he's the only person who has scored for Fulham against Newcastle. 1-0 at the Cottage, and then one goal in the Cottage, and then one goal in the EFL Cup game. But just so we can sum up tomorrow: Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Forest, Villa, Sunderland, Spurs, and all those are 9 o'clock games. And then Chelsea, Man City is going to be the evening game. And then Manchester United leads at the end. Again, I don't know who I put this from here on out. I do know that Fulham has a difficult road. I don't know if Tete is going to be back for the next game. I don't know if Harrison Reed is going to be back for the next game. But I do know that Anthony Robinson does not need to be starting that next game. I wish I could say Issa Diop should be in there for Sanderberg, but Sanderberg is better with the ball, but I think Diop is a better defender. And I know Joaquin Anderson is not going to be benched. They really try their best not to bench him. But Castagna did okay. I don't think Cuenca is strong enough to replace Anderson. Bassi stays. Sessignon, again, Robinson. Leno, again, I don't truly fault him on this. Oscar Bob, Oscar Bob needs to be on the bench. I get why they want him time, but I think he needs to come in as a substitute because I don't think he's not threatening. He's not threatening at all. And as far as Josh King is concerned, this gets into that once again. I love your energy, but there's nothing that you can really do. So I wouldn't be surprised if you give Tom Carney a start, let him get 60 minutes, and see what happens. But I'm gonna let everyone go. This one was this one was miserable. This one was miserable. There's not much else I can say. Once again, 2-0 Liverpool. Fulham, they got 7 days, and it does not seem like the international break did them any favors. So all I can say is rest up. I'll be looking forward to seeing Silva's press conference in about 5 days because I now need to know what's going on with Tete, what's going on with Reed. We know Kevin's not going to be back this season, and I don't think you give Muniz the start either. Or if you give Muniz the start, I think you got to go two. I think you got to go two in the front now. I think you have to put Muniz and I think you need to go five up front. I think you gotta go 2-2. You gotta go 2-2-2, 4-1. I think that's the only way this works for the next game. That zone defense is not going to work anymore. You gotta go two up front, two in the middle, four in the back, two at kind of the defensive, and then we'll see what happens. Thanks to anyone who joined. This is Jonas Brasco. I'm signing off. Final score: Liverpool 2, Fulham nil. I may come back with a. I may make an additional video, but I don't know what else I can say except preview and go to the next game. So let me sign off. I'll talk to you later. And as always, up the Fulham.